right, guys, top of the morning. Happy Friday, April 24th, coming to you alive, coming to you well, coming to you super, super early. I had to leave the house this morning to get to Oakland very, very early. And here's the irony of why I'm here. Obviously, I want to be stationary, be here, and be present for you guys. But at 10 o'clock, I'm going to do a 20-minute speech or 20-minute keynote for one of our team members. She's hosting a really, really cool event. It's called Rhythm in Real Estate, and it's an embodiment of feminine energy. Now, I have to open this thing up, and I was like, are you sure that you want me there? She's like, absolutely. And so I get to do a whole entire speech about you wonderful, amazing, beautiful, powerful women, and then community and collaboration. So your boy was on the road, no music, talking out loud to himself, preparing for this meeting as well as for that. And so I'm fired up and I'm ready to go, you guys. So per usual, I always have somebody bring us out on the field, set the tone, set the sentiment, share with us words of wisdom, insight, and all things in between. So that person is going to be Chris Marcenis. If I can have you, my friend, take yourself off of mute. You are going to be the person that takes the group out on the field today, our veteran, who hasn't missed a coaching call in, I don't know, 6 years. So I'm going to go to Chris B. Share with us your words of wisdom on this beautiful Friday morning. Let's roll, big dog.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Just guess my words of wisdom for today is just keep persevering. A lot of times things won't go as planned. You know, you'll have listings that won't sell. You have buyers that you worked with forever decide to drop off. You know, I had a couple of big blows this last couple of weeks, but the main thing is every time you wake up in the morning, you got to update your mental software, keep it moving, and know that the next opportunity is there, and stay busy and active.
Wow. Dude, I've never heard you put it that way. Update your mental software. Ooh, man, that's clear, my friend. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Good to see you. And listen, my friends, it's not always going to go the way that you want. I have a friend that I work with who's just been going through it. It's been a really, really tough couple months for her. She's been struggling. She's gotten beat out. She's in a very, very competitive market, and just all the odds have been stacked against her. And then one faithful call. I came across your name. Somebody referred me, came across you, and I wanted to call you. I need some help. Wonderful. Tell me a little bit more about your situation. 1 week later, she's in contract for $9.8 million. 9.8. So it's like she's gone through all these struggles, and she's like, you know what? I just felt that I was really like forcing things. And when I just started to let go and allow things to just happen the way they're going to happen, stop trying to hang on to it, stop trying to have an emotional attachment to everything, stop thinking all these things that are happening to me or things are happening to me. And I allowed myself to just be at peace. She's like, the universe brought me the $9.8 million deal, highest career deal ever, most amount of GCI that she's ever made in her career. And I've seen that time and time again, you guys. And so how we feel internally is always going to be reflected externally. And so I'm really glad that you said that. And Chris, I see some red in the beard, bro. Is there some red there too? Some red, gray, and brown?
Yeah, it just evolves and changes as I get older.
I love it. So first and foremost, you guys, what I want to do is I want to just have a quick conversation. I want to go back to Wednesday. I've had many guests on Keep It Moving over the years. We've had Jen Gottlieb, we've had Giselle Agarte, we've had, really special people that we all look up to in the industry, from influencers and all kinds of people in between. I personally thought that our session on Wednesday was powerful for a couple different reasons. The rawness, the realness, the quirkiness, the I don't really care what you think, this is me, the accent, the approach. I thought it was really fun. I loved how consistent she is, 3 times a day, that she just treats it as a job. She's like, yeah, I know it's hard, but it's harder being broke. It's harder going back to your mom's basement. It's harder proving that old boyfriend that he was right and that you couldn't make it in real estate. All these things really stood out to me. And so I want to hear from you guys. Before we go any further with today's session, I'd love to hear from you guys, because we really didn't get much time right afterwards because we had Q&A. What were some of your takeaways, and what action are you inspired to take after you heard our session on Wednesday? So I'd love to hear from you guys. Let's get you involved in the conversation. H-Bomb, you go first. Philip, you're on deck. Then we'll go to Oliver. Anybody else that has a thought or contribution, I'd love to hear from you guys. Let's have a conversation this morning. Let's go, H-Bomb.
I really liked it. I was kind of pissed because I got a call from my daughter's school and I had to get off the call like a few minutes early. No, but I really liked it because it just goes to show you that being yourself and being, true and authentic, because so many times, I think it's trying to like shove down people's throat that you have to be a certain way. You have to talk a certain way. You have to look a certain way. You have to do everything a certain way to be successful in this business. And you absolutely 100% do not. You have to be real. You have to be authentic. You have to be true and do what works for you, because what works for somebody else may not work for you. It's finding what works for you and being authentic and being real and don't be fake, and there are going to be some people, because she actually posted something yesterday. Some dude that's a real estate coach was like talking shit, and using her reel to say like, oh, you realtors now are entertainers, yada, yada, something to that effect. But, there's going to be people, there's going to be naysayers, or there's going to be people that don't exactly like what you're doing, but then there's going to be people that resonate with you, and what you're doing is going to get through to them. And you know what I mean? That's the people that you want to work with, the people that resonate with you, the people that see what you're doing and like what you're doing. And you know what? There's going to be some people that don't, but you can't do everything for everybody. You just got to be yourself. So I really love it.
Yeah, I love it. I appreciate your vantage point on that. And if you're just tapping in, you guys, we're just doing a quick download of the things that we took away from our session on Wednesday with Michelle, because I thought she was so much fun. So I appreciate that, H-Mom. Let's go, Philip. Oliver, you'll be after that, and then we'll go to TT.
Yeah, I kind of just want to piggyback on what H-Bomb said, that it's super important to be authentic, but it's also important to be your quirky self, right? You relate with other people when you're different, right? When you have a different vibe and you come out with your like Chola accent, right? And like all of those things resonate with people in a different way. And so that got my attention. I'm going to be honest with you. When I first heard her talk, I was like, this person is closing this many deals. That's incredible. And she talks like this and she acts like that. But then I started thinking, I was like, wow, she's herself, but at the same time, she's different. And that's why she stands out. And so that really resonated with me. And I found a lot of value in everything that she had to say. So thank you for that.
And I absolutely let unapologetically herself, like unapologetically yourself. You see, 10 years ago in this business, she would have been looked at as somebody that is unprofessional. Oh my God, why would she talk like that? Why would she dress like that? She needs to work on her accent. But in today's world, we get to choose what we feel is absolutely professional, right? Some people would think, well, this guy shows up with tattoos and he's a little brash, right? Says it how it is. Well, I think of myself as super professional, but that's how I look at myself. If you don't think I'm professional, it's okay. Don't do business with me and don't rock with me. Like, to see somebody so comfortable, my hope is this: for the people that aren't there yet on this call and that have seen it or will see it in the future, those people look to somebody like that and be like, well, shit, if she's doing that and she's having that type of success, then what's holding me back, right? Why am I shackled by conformity? Who the fuck am I showing up for, right? When at the end of the day, just show up for yourself. The way that you hang out with your homies, the way that you're having fun with your homies and the way that they see you, like, be that person, have some fun, right? And so, Philip, I really appreciate your vantage point. Let's go Oliver, then we'll go TT, then we'll go Deep Bledsoe, then we'll shift gears in the conversation. What do we have, Oliver?
Hey guys, yeah, so for me, in addition to everything that was already said, it's really just knowing what's even possible. Because I think she said she was closing 500 deals like this year or last year as a solo agent. I know she has some help and a team and all that, but still, like, as someone new in the field, just even knowing it's possible for someone to close 500 deals a year is very powerful and motivating. So something to look up to. So that's one of the main things that I got from it.
Yeah, I definitely agree, my friend. Really, really good stuff. I'll get to the other hands in just a moment. Let's go. TT, what do we have? And speaking of somebody that is just kind of finding her voice, I remember early on, I was like, TT, this smile, this energy, let the world see it. Let that Zumba flag fly. And like you slowly, but now the smile is out, my friend. The sunshine is out. So it's really cool to see this. And I look around the screen and I've watched so much evolution over the years. It's been really exciting for my seat to see you guys grow. Like for me as a coach, that's the biggest flex. Look at all the people growing. Like that is what's up. So TT, what do you got for us, my friend? Give me key thoughts, key takeaways from our session on Wednesday.
Absolutely. So number one, thank you for bringing her, because I think all of us need to see the variety in real estate. I think sometimes we come in and we have this one look that we want to achieve, but it's someone else's look. And so with Michelle, I thought that was the best guest speaker that we've had so far, because she's so different and she's just embracing who she is. And that's exactly what I'm doing also. You know, I came into the real estate world a little nervous and I'm like, it has to be one way, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, look at all these other people just being them, and being me is what attracts people to me. And I love it. That's why I love real estate. And I want to continue doing it because I enjoy being myself. But there's a bunch of key takeaways that I had from her chatting. First of all, I didn't know she had all these other social media outlets. So it's so cool that, you know, Instagram caters to us agents, but then she flipped it to Facebook. So I'm super taking that away, because I have about 5,000 friends on Facebook that I'm not nurturing. And so I'm glad she brought that up. So now I'm like, okay, I really need to nurture these people, because that is the 40 plus group, like my age range, that are buying houses. And so here I am thinking that I need to be on Instagram more. No, I need to put those cute, sexy videos on Instagram and really do my virtual door knocking on Facebook. So that's really what I took away.
Yeah, it was funny. She's like, nah, man. She's like, you know, all my aunties and uncles, they're all on Facebook and they all speak Spanish, yo. So what do? I go on there and speak Spanish. But listen, I love that that's one of your takeaways. If you speak another language on this call, please raise your hand. If you are bilinguals, please raise your hand. Okay, perfect. My advice to you, for all of my bilingual folks on the call right now, go to TikTok and shoot content in your native language, in your native tongue. I promise you guys, I have quite a few Spanish speakers that are doing this, and their content on TikTok is just Spanish speaking property tours, and they're crushing it. So what you start to speak to is you start to speak to that niche, right? And yeah, maybe that vertical is not going to work on all platforms, but if you speak another language, and I'm only speaking for my Spanish speaking people because I know it's worked for them, but if you speak another language, then I know that you could probably win there too. Lean into that. TikTok is a great place for you to truly speak your native tongue and do content for that. And then maybe some of your serious and maybe some of the more Snorville or Snorfest things are on Facebook. And then your fun, vibrant, more current and modern and relevant are on Instagram. I actually like that. But don't convolute it. Whatever you do, like she said, just be consistent, you guys. To be consistent. I'm like, you've heard me say it time and time again, one video a week is not being consistent, right? That's once in a while. That's part-time. Create your visibility, own your visibility. And I want to give you guys a quick cheat code. And I was writing this down as TT was talking. Buckets. When you think about social media content, they should be in one of these buckets. You have entertainment content, which Michelle does a very good job at. She makes you laugh. She makes you smile. She makes you dance. She's a writer, right? And I didn't know this, but she used to be a graffiti artist, but that's a whole different story. So entertainment. Education. A lot of us do educational content, right? It's what's happening in the market, the patterns, conditions, nuances, rates, educational content about properties, what's on the market, so on and so forth. 3, inspirational content. You read a devotional, you saw a quote, you want to share your thoughts and sentiment around that, what it meant to you. That's inspirational content. content that challenges people to think and feel, right? Hey guys, I got my thoughts and I want you to challenge you to feel something based on my words. And then you have content that shares your opinion. Listen, you guys, we all have an opinion, and it's okay to be opinionated on social media. Now, it's your choice whether you want to go down the path of religion and politics. That's simply on you. I would advise going a different route, but hey, it's your social media, it's yours. And then the last one is newsjacking, DJing, whatever you call it. And it's the green screen. Hey guys, I read this article today and I want to share my thoughts and my opinion about this article. What are yours, right? It says this is happening nationally. However, in the Bay Area, this couldn't be more wrong. Why? We're in a microclimate and this type of knowledge does not apply. That's why you, as a consumer, need someone like me that is in the trenches and understands the market from inside of the market. So don't always look at those headlines and think that they apply to you. Talk to an expert like myself to give you the reality of what's actually happening in the real estate market. Peace and love to you guys. That's newsjacking, something you had zero authorship of. So look at content, and if you're struggling with ideas, say, is it entertainment content, education content, inspirational content, challenging people to think and feel, opinion, or is it newsjacking? And I promise you, if you find one of those, then you can lean into that content, and then you could oscillate through these different styles of buckets. So let's go to D. Bledsoe, then we'll go to Otis, and then we'll get to the rest of the hands. Let's go, D.
It was timely for me that you had brought her on because I was finishing up the Purple Cow book, which I finished reading yesterday, and she is the embodiment of the purple cow. Like, she found her purple cow, and so is really cool to see that working for her. Like, it reminds me of Eric Kang. Like, once he found his purple cow, then look, he took off with his business. But then also what I took away from that call was she said that she doesn't really focus on sellers, and she did 100+ deals 3 years in a row. Like, it doesn't have to be all over the place. You can just focus on what you focus on, and that was cool to hear, because I haven't really been seller focused, and I like helping buyers a lot more. So to hear her say that and have success at it, that was affirming to hear. So that was
right. That's right, my friend. Well, good stuff. Let's go over to Otis. Otis, what's your contribution, takeaways from our session on Wednesday? Let's roll.
And D kind of took all the words out of my mouth, but I'll add into some things too. My biggest takeaway from her was how she linked in. A lot of people didn't catch it, that she said that, her success wasn't overnight. It was 11 years ago when she got that Facebook lead, right? So she's been doing it for 11 years. So from the outside, I try to tell people, hey, you got to find what works for you. For me, I guess my point was getting online leads. That's what was the difference for me. And I tell people all the time, you got to find your stuff. I see so many people get frustrated, flip out because the cold calling this, and they're just doing everything all the time instead of focusing on one thing. She found what it was 11 years ago. And then again, she also did mention that she does not like to work with sellers. And that's kind of, I'm not going to take a listing, but the buyer part, over 500 people, is like, when you know something good and you have something, no matter how long it takes, because that's kind of where I'm at. For the last, I want to say year, somewhat, but for the last 6 months, I've been dialing in to figure out the type of systems that work for me, for my niche and everything that I got with the AI stuff that I'm implementing and a few other steps. If they all punch up, it will make me feel good for the last 2.5 years, what I've been building, that it's just going to go into that. And I'm kind of where she was at that 5th, 6th year into the business, and things starting to take off. So not only was it opening and insightful, it was also a ray of hope for me, knowing that, okay, I'm at that point where I'm 5 years. This is either you're going to make it and you're going to push through, or you're going to just twizzle and follow down. So the little gems that she did. But the biggest thing for me is, I'm not going to lie, I wanted to say something, but it kind of would have came out the wrong way. But when I first started seeing her videos, I was like, this girl does not fucking really act like that. So yesterday, to actually hear her and see her vibe, and that's really fucking her, it made me feel like, okay, that's how I am. People might think that, oh, he ain't really he's not nice and he doesn't do it. That's just how I truly am. So to see that her vibe really matched up with her videos, that's what took me to the next level and respected it so much more.
Yes, I absolutely love it. And remember, you guys, remember what she said. She said she would also go into the office and she would make calls 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 until she didn't have to make the calls anymore because she found another vertical for herself. So let's remember that making the calls are still going to be tried and true in this business. If you don't have the ability and the skill right now to get on the phone and book somebody for an appointment, you need to work on that skill set, because I promise you that will be true until the end of time. So let's go over to Kia, and then I thought I saw one more hand. Put it back up so I don't miss it. Kia McGee, what do you got for us, my friend?
Hi, guys. Happy Friday. So I actually missed Wednesday because I was really sick, but it was actually the very first one. I jumped on YouTube. I actually ended up slacking Judith, even asking her where the hell I watch Michelle, because I literally had my alarm on, but I've been sick, so I couldn't even watch it. Anyway, long story short, I will tell you that this girl just validated every freaking single thing that I've been doing. I've been in real estate since probably 2017, but I've only been an active agent since like a year ago. And even prior to coming to the FAST team, I was told, oh, professionalism, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. I could do that. I totally can clean up. Y'all seen that. I could clean up real good. But then I feel fake as hell. So honestly, since I came to the FAST team, and it was you, coach, that actually broke it down to me, like, wave your fucking flag. Wave it. And I've been doing it. You guys, I've been curating my Instagram for the last year. People have been telling me, bro, you've been doing all kinds of crazy shit. Like, I mean, what are you doing? I'm being myself. And honestly, like, I love that she told us all these things. And I love that she's so...
Darn it, she was saying some good stuff. Kia, we missed
validated every single thing. Sorry, guys.
Okay. It's okay. You cut out for a minute, but we love you. We heard your message loud and clear. The audio is a little shaky, but thank you for your contribution, my friend. Nishant, you're up next, big dog. Then we're going to shift gears in the conversation. Nishant up once, twice, and I'm going to move on. There we go.
So, Elias, it was a wrong hand raise. I wasn't there last week. Sorry.
Okay. Well, just say hi then. All right, guys. So really quick, I want to share this with you because I always want you to know where to go. If you ever need to come back to anything, I'm going to go here. I'm going to go boom, bam, and we're going to copy this. And I'll just put this in the chat down below. All of our sessions are recorded. Now, when I tell you that I want your cameras on, it's not just for my health. I want you guys on camera because I want you guys to know that every single one of these are recorded and you guys are going to see your amazing, beautiful faces on there. And now you might be chose for one of the thumbnails, but nonetheless, these are on here and they will always be on here until the end of time. And so the most recent one with Michelle is on there. So you have that, save that, share that with other people that you want to invite to come to Keep It Moving in the future. But let's shift gears in the conversation. So what we want to do right now is we want to have a high level conversation about action. You see, you guys are in the trenches, from Chris, who's been in the business for 15 plus years, to agents and everyone in between. I want you guys to share some things that have worked for you this week specifically, whether it was a hard fought battle with a buyer that you were able to get them in contract. Maybe it was a negotiation that you've been going back and forth, toe to toe with the listing agent. You finally got your offer accepted. Maybe it was a very hard conversion over the phone and you finally, used some new words or verbiage or scripting that allowed you to take them to a further place in the funnel. Maybe it was a door knocking campaign that you launched this week that you actually had some really good successes. Or let's think about your Sunday open house. Was this something that you did to capture leads and that you're following up there in your database? Like, I want to hear from you guys. I want 3 to 5 people to get involved, to share with the group what action that you have taken this week and what were the results in your business. And listen, this is how we really learn from each other. I want you guys to share. And if you don't have any action, then you need to take a hard look in the mirror. but I'm sure that somebody on this call has some identity-based action and then some results. So I have 2 hands up right now. I think Otis's hand is an older hand. So I have 3. And Otis, if that is a new hand, I'll make sure to come back to you as well, my friend. But thank you for lowering that. So let's go to Miss Christina Macias Chan. We'll go over to you, my friend. How is husband? How's the dog? How is life?
Life is good. We're just busy, got a lot of projects going on in our house. So it's been a lot of things. I just wanted to share that I was in touch with this client. I've been talking to them for more than a year, and they're always super responsive. And I've been trying to get her to apply for the pre-approval, and she just kept dragging her feet. And so I said, okay, the calls and the texting is not enough. So I need to see her face to face. So what I did is I told her, let's go see this house. She really liked it online. And I said, why don't we just go check it out in person? In my head, I'm thinking, I know myself and I'm better in person, face to face. So I was like, let me go see her and get more information and really see what's going on. And so we met at the property. She actually ended up loving it. So we're trying to write an offer right now, which I'm faced with a little bit of a challenge, but we're going to get through it. But once we met in person, she was asking all the right questions. I set up the buyer consult. We had the consult a couple nights ago so that she could know 100%. She's a first-time buyer. So it was a lot of, the regular questions, and she was just scrambling. She didn't know where to start. And so we got that going, finally got her to get the application done. So now we're just waiting for the lender to pre-approve her. And she loved the house. So once we get the pre-approval, we can write on it. I'm excited. And I think just for me, what worked is seeing her again, face to face. I hugged her husband, like we were chatting, and it's my Spanish speaking client. So it was just for them. I think they needed to see me and see that this is real, that I'm not just like calling, texting just because. It's like I really want to help them get into a home. So she was able to see that. So we're trying to get there.
What was the verbiage? So like you've been texting with them. When you finally said, all right, Auntie, I need to get together with you. What did you actually say? Tell me what the exact words were.
It was in Spanish, but I was like, why don't we just get together so that we can talk about it in person and go see the house while you guys are there? Because they're in Oakland. I was in Oakland. So we set up the appointment. And I said, let's just go in person and see it. And so that's where we kind of had I guess you would say like a consultation, a preview of the consultation in person. But I told her like, there's a lot more details. So let's meet tonight.
Beautiful. I love it. Well done, my friend. Well done. And I love this. And I love you being persistent until you succeed. Remember, you guys, I'm going to say that over and over again. Persist until you succeed. It's easy for us to have enthusiasm.
Here, Forrest is over there at my listing coming soon. So thanks.
And where is your listing coming soon? Just so people can support if they have a buyer for you.
Oakland in Montclair on the Piedmont side, 2237 Trafalgar Place.
And what are you going on the market for?
We're going at 1.297.
Ooh, I love this. Biggest deal that you've ever had in your career?
Oh yeah, biggest deal.
Awesome. And how did you get this lead opportunity?
Going to parties, a friend of a friend.
Beautiful, beautiful. So just networking and doing what you do. I absolutely love this. Good stuff. I appreciate that share. Nishant, talk to me about action that you took this week, even though you're on vacation, and what were the results in your business? Let's go.
This one also includes my patience. So remember, I was doing the fast app class for a month and a half. So finally, I had a meeting the day I landed, or the next day I landed. They had the final meeting where they set us up for the leads from realty.com. And yesterday I set up everything and I at least got one, inquiry from them yesterday. So when I come back, I'll have the ground running for me. So when I come back, but that has been, like you told me, to be very patient with all these things.
Yeah.
Paying off. Thank you so much.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And listen, anytime you get a lead from online, it is reduced the amount of time that it takes you to get in contact with them and exhaust that lead over and over and over again until you get them on the phone. So Nishant, I appreciate that. Philip, action that you took this week, nuances, tell me about it, what worked for you, and what were the results in your business? Let's roll, big dog.
Yeah, I've been I've been working on my open houses, just like getting people in, speaking with them, getting signing them in, all of that stuff. And I'm working on one of Glenn's listings right now. It's a big property. It's on a vineyard. It's super nice. It's super pretty. And there's somebody that has shown interest in it. And reached out to me with a bunch of questions. So I reached out to Glenn. And I said, Glenn, just kind of walk me through the steps of what I need to do first. And he said, the first thing you need to do is have her sign the BRBC form. And then I was just kind of stuck there for a minute. I was like, how do I do that? Where do I find these forms? And so he kind of like walked me through the process. I was feeling a little bit overwhelmed. But at the end of the day, I was able to get it out to her. I sent her some emails explaining what the form was. And then I met with Glenn yesterday, and he told me to follow up with her today on with a phone call, just to kind of see where she's at. She has not signed the form yet, and so I'm just kind of in those stages of figuring out what to do next. And Glenn's been kind of walking me through it. So that's kind of where I'm at. It's exciting, and also kind of nervous at the same time, but I'm excited about it.
Listen, man, I absolutely love that. And now you're going to be well equipped for the next opportunity. You're going to get the verbiage down. You're going to explain exactly what this document is, allows me to represent you and share any material facts for you and on your behalf. So that's how we actually work together. You see, there's going to be agents out there that cut corners, but that doesn't hold the line of integrity. You are holding the line of integrity, and I respect that you're learning this, and it's going to be clunky at first. And so in the vein of action, I'm going to come to Dee Bledsoe in just a second. I want to share this with you guys because this is really, really important for you to see. Obviously, I want you guys to live in your CRM. Now, if you're on our team, you're going to have Follow Up Boss. If you're not on our team, use your CRM. Whatever CRM you use is the CRM that is actually going to work for you. Now, I wanted to share this with you because this is really important to see. This is our scorecard on the back end of Follow Up Boss, and it's going to show you who is the most productive and is using Follow Up Boss at the highest level. Right now, ranked for number 1, 2, and 3, it's Kelly, who has already put 14 homes into contract this year. Otis has been a long-standing agent with us and has produced at a high level. Oliver, who is an up-and-comer in our environment, who is working the phones like crazy. And you think about this, think about 151 calls. When you think about 1,900 emails, 3,043 text messages. So like you look at this, we have Thray on here, Lisa, Brandy, Alexis, Gary, Tanisha, Blessing, Lynn, Roger, Jessica, Evelyn. These are names, Nicole Penland, Brianna. These are names that if I look at how they participate in coaching, and then I look at production, and then I look at how they're using their CRM, you guys, there's a recipe there. You need to be able to look at your CRM to be able to say, how much actual activity do I have that is measurable? You see, all of that is measured because it's tracked. Now, Tanisha could say, you know what? Let me see how well I've performed in the last 30 days and what am I doing? All right, coach, hey, I'm going to come to you. Let's look at all the things that I've done. Damn, you got this giant body of work. Well, coach, can you help me refine a couple of things? All right, cool. Let's pull up your text messages. You see that where you did that? Let's pull up your emails. You see that? That was not assertive. That was loose language. Let's listen to some of your calls. Ooh, did you hear that? Yeah, I heard that, coach. So you create this body of work that serves as data. That data now can serve you to say, what can I do better? How can I improve? So use your CRM. Congrats to everybody that is really crushing it on the leaderboard for production with inside of the database. I saw a couple of other hands. I want to make sure I don't miss them. Dee Bledsoe, let's go to you. Then we'll go to Alex. I think your hand was up. And then Gary Arch, I did see a hand go up for a minute and then it went down. Dee Bledsoe, what do you got, my friend?
No, just something that's worked for me over the past week is overcoming the objection of we're going to take a break and save money. And now is just second nature for me to tell people the longer that you wait, the more money you'll end up spending in the long run. So it might make sense to explore what the opportunities that you have right now. So I've sent a couple people Ashley's way to get pre-approved based on that that objection handling. And so, yeah, just wanted to share that, because I'm sure we all hear it, how people want to take some time and either save more money or for something arbitrary to happen in the future somewhere. But just telling them the reality of how we see it in the market, that things are only going to get more expensive. So you might want to stay at it right now in the present.
Love it, Deep. Let's go to Alex, then we'll go to Gary Archer. Then I'm going to ask you guys just a simple question. I want some feedback from you guys. Let's go, Alex.
Yeah, so this week I've been crushing it on content, and like the best part is I went from cold calling and having no conversations, but when I'm making content, every place I go, I have at least 3 conversations. And like when I'm cold calling, I was lucky if I had one every 30, 40 minutes. But like I'm actually by getting out there and face to face, I'm having more conversations that actually matter, and I'm able to connect with more people.
Man, absolutely love this. Really good stuff. Let's go Gary Archer, then Oliver, then we're going to shift gears in the conversation. Let's go.
Man, I don't know if it's something I did different, but it's something that real funny that turned out real great for me last week. I met with the Zillow lead, this lady named T in the Oakland Hills, about $1.5 million house. We meet at the house. She signs the BBRC. We walk in. 5 minutes into the tour, she turns around. She goes, "You know what, Gary?" I go, "What?" She goes, "There was no way I thought I was gonna like you. There was no way. I'm looking at your picture. You looked old as shit. And I show up and you have the best energy I've ever met in my life." She goes, "How have I not met you before?" She was just so juiced. And I was like, I said, "I am old." I said, I'm hella old. She goes, no. And it was just so funny, because normally I would be like, you know what I mean? Like humbled, but I was like, word, that's what's up. Because, to turn the negative into a positive was crazy. There was no way I was going to like you. And this lady was African-American. She was black, right? She was like, "There's no way I was going to like this old white man." I promise you, she said that. I was like, oh, shoot. And because of that, she goes, "I have a house I got to sell in Antioch too. So we buy this house, sell my house." So I'm like, just being yourself creates moments. That's all. It was heck of funny.
I love this, you guys. Listen, welcome to Keep It Moving Group Coaching. That's what this meeting's all about. Let's go to Oliver, and then Oliver, we're going to shift gears in the conversation. Let's roll.
Hey guys, I just want to share something crazy that happened with her lead. So my wife had posted an ad on Facebook Marketplace. So this lady comes at my house to pick up a chair, $15 chair, right? And as she was saying thank you very much and leaving my house, I kind of said in my head, I just need to tell her I'm a realtor. I just got to do it, and see what happens. So I say, hey, so the way I do it is say, "Hey, by the way, what do you do?" So she tells me what she does. And this opens up the opportunity for me to say, "Hey, oh, cool. Yeah, I'm a realtor. I sell homes in the East Bay, And then she said, "Oh, great. We're actually, we want to sell our house in the Oakland Hills." So I was like, "Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd love to help." Then I follow up for a few weeks. She doesn't really respond too much. And a few days ago, she says, "Hey, Oliver, do you still want to sell my house?" I'm like, "Yes." And I'm meeting with her in 3 hours at the house.
Let's go, Oliver.
Just by a Facebook Marketplace lead, where I just was, courageous enough to just say that I'm a realtor. So this really ingrained in my mind just the general concept that we always have to say we're a realtor, like in any situations. Like I really did not believe this could work, and like the first time I say it works basically. So I think we really need to take every single opportunity we have to try to say we're realtors. And I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but this has proven to me that it's worth trying.
Man, Oliver, congrats, man. Really, really good job. I'm excited to see how this meeting goes for you today. So congratulations to you. You guys, I just want to share a thought with you, because I heard this and I said it the other day, but I want to say it again. And I actually created the video, and that video did really, really well. It's this quote of, "Some people are addicted to education, but allergic to execution." And the reason why that keeps on resonating with me is because I love you being here. Okay. Let's not get it twisted. I love you being here and coming to coaching. But if you're coming to coaching, or if you're going to other masterminds, or if you're coming into the office or whatever sessions there are for education, and you're going and you're like experiencing it and you're getting all the education, you're making your notes, but you're not executing, maybe you just need to slow down. You need to slow down and say, okay, what have I learned this week? And then I need to ask myself, what have I executed, right? We can all go to all these sessions and get super, super smart, right? But are you actually executing at a very, very high level? You see, we're going to make a lot of mistakes, and it is certainly okay. Those that are going to execute fast, adjust, look at their mistakes, and move on, those are the ones that are always going to win. And so I want you guys to take risks. Putting things into execution and putting them into motion, it takes a little bit of risk, and it's fearful and it's scary. But I promise you guys, those that execute at the highest level are always going to win in this market and the next market. And so before we start to wrap session, I want to make sure that you guys saw this script again, because I think it's a really powerful script. As we're going into the database, as we're looking at our database, I had a coaching call yesterday with Brandy, and we pulled up 203 of her leads. And what we found is that there was a lot of opportunities. People that were looking at homes 6 months ago went cold for a little while. There was one lead that hadn't looked at a house in 6 months, and then in the last 2 days had looked at a bunch of homes, and they looked at these homes multiple times. And so there's an opportunity within our database to go back. Let's not pancake new leads and get new leads, and all the ones that used to have some syrup on them are at the bottom, and now they're getting all soggy. We got to focus on really cleaning up our database. This script right here, I promise you guys, if done and rolled out effectively, and it's used in your follow-up, in your text messages, in your emails, this is the script that will work for you guys. And so it is literally just calling people to see if they ever purchased that home in X city, right? Hey, Otis, it's Elias. And literally that informal, hey, we're cleaning up the database. Did you ever purchase that home in the Oakland Hills? If they said yes, then congratulate them. And then ask them, who's the person in your corner that's helping you understand how well the asset is performing from like a equity report standpoint? Well, what do you mean by that? Oh, our team's completely different. We do what's called an equity report. If you guys need that SOP again, please let me know. I'll share that with you. But if no, then what's got them putting their plans on hold? And then if they're not interested, it's okay. Take me back, Tom, when you were originally looking at homes in the Bay Area. What was your goal and what changed? You see, we want to understand what was some of their challenges. And you can see here down at the bottom of the screen is what challenges are you experiencing in the market right now? If you could understand their challenges, then you could prescribe a solution, whether it's interest rates, whether it's affordability, whether it is, inventory, I don't know, whatever it is. You can prescribe a solution. So I want you guys to focus on this. And then I wanted to ask you guys a very, very important question. As we get into the spring season, the sun is out now. We're going to do more hikes, and I think I would like to get some thoughts for you guys. We did a cool hike. It was more of a walk. It wasn't even challenging. I felt like we should have done 2 laps. But anyways, how many hikes should we do every single month? Should we do 2 a month? I want to hear from you. This is open to everybody. Should we do should we do 2 a month, 3 a month, 4 a month? Should we do gradual, get to the hard one, do Mission Peak when we get into May? 1 walk, 1 run. Well, not everybody runs, so I'm going to leave out the run, because if you want to start your own run group, then start your own run group. But I know not everybody walks or runs, so it has to be walk or hike. What do you guys think? Should we do it twice a month? Just throw it out there. Twice, Jeff? Yeah, twice a month. Okay, cool. 4 times. Okay, I like this. Overachiever, Alex. All right, cool. Now, as we go into the summer or spring and the summer, every single season, I will tend to do a training in person. And I want to get some thoughts from you guys. If we're going to do a series of different trainings, what are some things that you would like to see on the calendar? And this is open to everybody. This is a brand agnostic event, but we're going to host it inside of our offices. I want to hear from you guys what you would want to learn more about. So listings is very vague. I guess I need more information on what listings actually means. Taxes, that's a little vague as well. Laura, what do you mean when you say taxes? Laura, go ahead and take yourself off of mute.
Sorry. I want to be able to understand the proper way of how to do taxes, what we may be missing, what we actually need to calculate in regards to what we can deduct and things like that. Taxes is a real weird thing for me. So I kind of want to go into a deep dive into understanding the different concepts of how we can do our taxes when that time comes. And then also, I know there's some information too for our home buyers when that time comes as well, how we can remind our home buyers that tax season is coming and what we can do to help them get ready as well.
Love it. Okay, cool. So let's go here. So taxes, I think that this is really important for us. Really, as you guys start to make more money, do you have an S Corp? Do you have an LLC? Do you have a card that is specifically for all business expenses? Your gas, your MLS dues, your clothes, the things that you're purchasing from the print shop, all these things. Like, I want you to be able to organize that. And then do you have a bookkeeper? The bookkeeper helps you to really audit everything that you spend every single month. And then, so at the end of the year, you're really having a smaller reportable income and actual earned income for the year, because so much of the things that we're doing are write-offs. Well, if we don't keep accurate logs, if we don't have a bookkeeper, it becomes very cumbersome at the end of the year. So these are things that are tax advantages to us, and I want to make sure that you guys understand that. So okay, so I see this taxes listing prep. I'm with it. Follow up for different timelines, role playing. Okay, cool. Alex, what type of role playing? Are we thinking all role playing for online leads? Give me a little bit more context there.
I think just different sessions. Like, I think everybody's going to have their own category that they're working on. But I imagine if we were all in a group, we could break off into tighter groups for each person, like for whatever they're working on. So like if somebody's cold calling, or somebody's doing in person, or someone's doing the consultations, or someone's doing a seller's consultation, or someone. So like everybody kind of has their own little niche. But like I think we could have break off groups from the main group to really do the role playing.
Yeah. Okay, good. I like this. So picnic, we'll have to plan that. Building a brand identity. Man, I really like that topic there. Systems and daily routines. Tanisha, I love this. That's something that is obviously crucially important. Lead capture, social media strategy. Contracts, can never do those enough. That's not a training I will host, but if that's something that you guys request, cool, we can get some support on that. Role play, handling objections, no intermingling, handling objections, Claude, sharing ideas, mastermind, co-work, and contracts. Okay, cool. Kia, you threw your hand up, my friend. Judith, if you can, my friend, make me a list of all the things that were just put in the chat, because I don't want to miss those. I want to capture those, and I want to make sure that we have those on our list for upcoming trainings that we're going to be creating our calendar around. Kia, what do you have?
So I can't really type right now, but one of the things that I found to be useful when I first started as an agent is like a day where we wrote contracts, whether that it was BRBCs, listing agreements, whatever it was, like just to go through the contracts together and given like individual assignments to turn in and stuff like.
Yeah, I think this is good too.
And build our actual stuff.
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea. And I also think that it's probably a really good opportunity for you guys and for us to hear how you're explaining and paraphrasing that, right? Every single time we put somebody in a contract, we should, before they sign the contract in DocuSign, we should do one last final Zoom to go over every single line of the RPA. Well, oftentimes we get a little fearful, like, oh my God, I don't know how to explain that. Well, if you don't know how to explain it, you're not reading it. Therefore, you're not paraphrasing it. And therefore, you might get tripped up on what liquidated damages are, or what Megan's Law is, or what is the 17% owed because they put in 3%. Like, it's important that we understand it, but then are able to articulate it to our consumers. So I think that there's the educational piece, but then there's the delivery, which comes to articulation. So Judith, please make sure to make that list for us. That way we have it. We'll come back to that. And then let's go around the room, get some key thoughts and key takeaways from our time together today. Miss Ashley, with your hair all done and makeup all done, you called yourself a troll the other day. Not always, okay?
Content days and there are loan and troll days, and today I am on a panel in Oakland, so today is considered a content day, hence my curly hair.
All right, one key thought, one key takeaway. Aaron, Chris, you're on deck. Let's go.
My key thought is that we do one hike, please, and I will show up for it, and I'm stoked for it.
You do what
one hike, one a month, maybe two.
Okay. All right. And you'll show up for that.
I will show up for it. I need exercise and push and accountability. And you always say run towards accountability. So I'm going to look at this like that.
Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to spending some time with you this morning. I definitely think that last year we woke up early. It was like 5 a.m. We all met up and we went and did Mission Peak, and it was a challenge. I had never done it before, and some of us didn't know how challenging it was, and some people had to turn around just they weren't at that level yet. I'll tell you what, it was cool to get to the top of that mountain though with all of us and just soak it all in. So we'll probably do that again. Aaron, Chris, give me one key thought, one key takeaway. Are you in a hotel room, big dog?
Yeah, I'm my brother's 50th birthday party is this weekend, and they all live out in Vegas. So I come out a little early because I work with some people out here on some stuff too on the loan side of things. So I always get a day in where I can meet with some of my realtor partners out here, and then family time too. So my
where are you staying?
Right now, today I'm at the Hilton, but then I move around. So my sister is like the comp queen out here. And so every time I'm driving out, she's like scrambling, what hotel is it going to be at? So today last night it was a Hilton, and then I don't know, it's some timeshare I'm going to somewhere else. So
Let's go. I love it, my man. All right, give me one key thought, one key takeaway, big dog.
Consistency, like the yesterday's or Wednesday's call with Michelle, she inspired a lot of people. And so consistency in whatever you do. If you're a person who likes to make the calls, be consistent with that. If you're a person who's creative and likes to be on social media all the time, be consistent with that. But whatever you do, always be consistent. So it's good to hear people are getting the biggest deals of their life by going to networking events, being consistent with going to parties, going to events, meeting people face to face. There's still value in that. And so I like to hear people getting huge deals, not only from online leads or social media, but from actually going to a party, sitting down with people, talking shop and landing the deal. So that was impressive. And again, that was one of the messages I got from Michelle too, is she's a creative. She loves social media and she dives into it. She's consistent with it. But if you are not going to be consistent with it, you better be consistent with being at meetings, being at calls, talking to people, sending your emails, doing that. And with that, also, I am guilty of spending more time on my phone than on the CRM. So I need to step on my CRM day.
My man, it's good to see your face. Enjoy Vegas. Make sure to drink your liquids, as we know how Vegas can get. Let's go to Adrian. Adrian, give me a key thought, key takeaway from our time together today, and then we will wrap session with today. Adrian, give me one key thought, one key takeaway from our time.
I think my key takeaway was like you have to just push beyond the norms, and like the norms just don't really matter, and you should just focus on being yourself, and that's going to get you further than actually just trying to conform yourself into like someone that you're not.
Wow. Powerful, my friend. Throw conformity as far out the window as humanly possible. Yes. I remember my days at Coldwell Banker. I remember the days going into Danville offices and teaching videos in 2018 and like wearing my suit. I'm like, oh, I don't want to show tattoos. And I always felt like, man, this is not me. And then I found my voice. And so, Adrian, I appreciate that sentiment. Let's go, TT. Key thought, key takeaway from our time together today. Then we will wrap our session.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of key thoughts and key takeaways. Like you just said, throwing away conformity is huge. And I can't underscore, that's why I love real estate, because I genuinely get to be myself. And I was actually talking to my boyfriend this morning. He's an engineer and he has to conform into a box. And he has to fly out to go to a meeting. And he's like, oh God, I don't want to go to this meeting because I got to wear this suit and try to pretend. And I'm like, that's why I love real estate. So I don't want to do that.
That's right. That's right. My wife works at the Livermore Labs, and like, she has to fit into this box. I'm like, no way. I can't do that. But I love this business enough that I will take the action that is needed to keep me in this business, because I will never go back to that prison sentence. So you guys, really good stuff. I'm excited for the weekend. I get to celebrate and celebrate the upcoming baby. As you guys know, baby Angela will be here probably. I'm going to say it now. I say that my son's going to be here by May 18th. He's supposed to be here in June, but my wife's like, as soon as the baby shower is done, just get this baby out. And so I want to let him cook for a couple couple more weeks, but I promise you that baby is coming in May. We will not last until June. My wife can't handle that. But you guys, just want to say thank you for your contribution. We're going to have more conversations about what's actually working. I'm going to put together a training calendar. No matter who you are on this call, you're invited to come into our space and enjoy and participate in training. So I hear you guys loud and clear. I want to make sure to deliver at the highest level. If you need anything, you know where to find me. And as always, my friends, as always, keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision, and make today a day that truly matters. Peace and love, my friends.